Hi there, my name is Will. Welcome to photographyquestions.com. Today I'm going to spend 5 minutes talking to you about the basic development settings in Adobe Lightroom 5. So once you've opened your image in your image library here, and you've clicked on your develop settings here, you'll have a bunch of drop down menus, and today we're going to talk about these basic ones. Now these are the bread and butter of your adjustments. They allow you to adjust various things like your white balance, all your exposure, contrast, highlights, shadows, whites and blacks, and things like clarity, vibrance and saturation. So we'll just go over these quickly. Firstly, you have two tabs here. Your treatment tab, color or black and white. You'll see that they both have all the same settings, except in black and white you won't have vibrance or saturation. Going back to color here, you can adjust your white balance using this tab here as shot, automatic, daylight, cloudy, tungsten, fluorescent, all these different lighting settings. You can adjust it manually here, cooler and darker tones depending on which way you slide it, cooler and warmer I should say, and the tint as well. Again, just double clicking on these sliders will reset that, or you can reset your image back down here. Clicking on this dropper here, you can actually choose a point within your image that you might think is a good white balance point, like a 50% grey for example, something along those lines. You can select that and that will change the white balance to a custom setting for you. Moving on, we can adjust the exposure, so obviously increasing or decreasing your exposure. You'll see your histogram moving up there. You might just increase that just a touch. Contrast, obviously you can increase or decrease the contrast in your image. Just doing that drastically to show you what it does. Highlights, this will increase the highlights or decrease the highlights through your whole image. Again, shadows, exactly the same. You can bring the shadows up a bit or decrease them. You'll see in your histogram up here, it's affecting this section here, as it says there, shadows. You'll see that move as I slide that along. Your whites, this area here, the very end, and again with the blacks, is the opposite end too. Just that real highlight section there, and blacks are the real darks within your image. You can be very drastic with these. Obviously you tend to never go that far. Moving on to presence, your clarity is the contrast within your midtones. So increasing the clarity there, we can see that it's quite an interesting image. And again, moving it the opposite direction, it almost looks like a watercolor painting. Vibrance, okay, increases the vibrance of your image, or decreases that. Again, if you're moving that down, that's why when you choose the black and white settings, that vibrance option isn't available. Just moving that down, same as saturation, creates a black and white image for you. Moving that saturation slider up increases the saturation of all your colors. And those are the basic options within your image. Again, you can adjust all these in your black and white settings as well, so you can adjust those accordingly. To work on your image and get that looking how you want. So that's a quick overview of the basic settings under the develop section of Lightroom 5. Hope you've learnt something today. If you enjoyed this video, please take a look at our website, photographyquestions.com, and if you go to the resources page there, there is an affiliate link there that you can click through if you are looking at purchasing Lightroom. That will help me out at the same time. No extra cost, and I appreciate that if you do that. So thanks very much, and stay tuned for the next video. Cheers.